Hey my friends, it's your friend Kevin here with today's Divine Daily Blast. I hope you are well. I hope you're thriving. I hope whatever's going on in your life is beginning to turn out truly well. Let's get on with the daily cards and the numbers and see where the moon, the stars and all that is. All right, starting off with number 6, angel numerology number 6. I call this revitalize, and indeed it can be seen as revision. Looking at things in a new way. Works with the Hanged Man if you've got a tarot deck. Also can work with the Tower, releasing yourself from mental and emotional struggle. The worry about materialism, the worry about this or the worry about that or what's going to happen. Instead, refocus your thoughts on your positive desires. It's a spiritual message to bring your vibrations up, to be present to what's really going on. You're healthy, you're wealthy, you're perfectly fine, and you're on a divine path. You've been given the grace of kindness from heaven and urged to stop the mad merry-go-round and become a masterful creator of your own plan. Now, the number 6 can also work with the Devil card, also known as the Ego card, depending on what deck you're using. So, if you find yourself loitering in the temptation of judgment, which I've been doing, loitering in the temptation of debauchery, feeling not so good about things, this is your opportunity to get clear that you don't have to. That this is not your divine plan. This is not the divine plan that God, the universe, the great creator, had for you. On the number 6 day, it's about creating loving and harmonious environment for your home, for your family. It's about being kind. It's about compromising, being patient, using small gestures of affection and emphasizing your intention in that direction. Try to create a significant impact in a positive way, being responsible and being of service, sacrificing, caring. Manifestation is also on the number 6 when it comes to the area of love. It requires compassion and emotional comfort, mostly for yourself, but it can spill over to other people. Be careful not to over empathize so you don't get burnt out. A good thing to do on a number 6 day is to set boundaries, reassess your goals. Let go of worry. Now, if you're seeing the double 6, trust your emotions and your material needs are already being supported by the universe so that you're able to focus on love and you're able to focus on service. If you're seeing a triple 6, which I've said many times, is not the mark of the beast or the mark of the devil at all. It's a reminder to align a self or realign with thoughts and actions of a higher value. 666 is basically playing with the ego card. It's saying you're spending too much time in self-deprecating thoughts. You need to set your sights higher. Let go of the judgment of yourself. Let go of the judgment of others. And I'm done with all of that number 6 suggestions. There you go. I'm trying to think of another word. The moon is still moving her way through Taurus. Now, the overarching message here is end 2025 on a positive note under the Taurus moon. If you've had some kind of upset with someone, be the bigger person, don't be stubborn. Leave any negativity behind as we move into the new year. Now, what I've got to say about that. Some people would argue, well, yes, but what if? Yeah, but. And sometimes trying to reconcile those upsets when it comes to the fact that we are continually being burdened by the abuse of others, then that's really on us. The boundaries may have been set, but they've not been respected. it's up to us to set the boundaries a little bit stronger, but not to beat ourselves up over it. There are some people that we need to really let go of. That's part of revising the plan. It's part of leaving 2025 where it is in the dust. Remember, I've said to you many times, and many astrologers, psychics have said, we are emerging into 2026 as a whole new shifting going on. I've heard from some of you that they felt a definite shift through the last new moon phase, which happened a couple of weeks ago. We got a full moon coming up at the end of this week, which will be in the sign of Cancer. As we enter this cocoon of change, this big, huge wow. A few weeks ago, I talked about it's like being in the portal of the Aladdin's cave. But we have to claim it, believe it, demand it. And that means we can't pull, push, or harbor any kind of judgment or resentment. There are people that you love and you care about that you may have loved and cared about for decades. If they're not aligned with your highest good moving forward, they don't really fit into this great new adventure. And that's a little bit like a leaky tire. The air begins to come out of your energy. The effervescence begins to dull. The bubbles begin to go flat as we keep trying our best to people please or to live up to someone else's expectations. This is why the universe brings the Lemurians, the star beings. They're writing it in the stars and saying, this is your opportunity to leap. Take the leap. But in order to take that leap, or I should say, and by taking that leap, you are trusting in the divine plan. Everything you say, everything after the words I am, brings it into being. You're commanding the universe to listen. When something doesn't go physically right on your plane, a job loss, relationship comes to an end, stand in the face of adversity and claim, I am brilliant, I am wonderful, everything in my world is good, and move on. Keeping it going, keeping it churning, keeping it up just keeps prolonging the problem. When a problem presents itself that was not of your making or not of your choosing, you get to create a solution. People are always going to show themselves in a way that suits them that may not be to your highest good. So then you get to choose what is your highest good out of that new situation. May not have been created by you, but it definitely has affected what you do next. And sometimes can lead us to a better resolution. Let's move on. My isms. Thank you, universe. You can call it God, the creator, whatever, for providing more than plenty to nourish my life and help others. That means if you learn something that nourishes your heart, your soul, your being, and you share it, this is what this means. It also means thank you for providing me with the food. Thank you for providing me with the resources. Thank you for providing me with everything I need to help mankind, animals, whatever that looks like for you. Things are always working out for me. If you can think of times in your life where something that wasn't quite sure, something that wasn't quite definite, something that was not written in the stars and quite like expected, but it ended up working out for the better, know that that is the energy that we coast along on. The brighter I shine, the lighter I get. That means we got to shine bright in adversity. We got to shine bright in the challenges. We got to shine bright when we're not quite there yet. We're being aligned, my friends. We're being lined up with the divine plan. And that takes a little while. Doesn't mean it won't ever happen. It just may not happen on our timeline. We have to command the universe to do its bidding, to say what we want it to do. and then move on. Message from Archangel Chamuel. As the Archangel of personal and global peace, I can bring you up to a place of serenity no matter the source of your unease. We're getting the picture here, right? Calling upon Archangel Chamuel, bring me peace, bring me joy, bring me balance in this situation. I am deserving of peace, I am deserving of harmony, I am deserving of tranquility, and tranquility is mine. Done. Serve it up, like ordering a cup of coffee. No, I didn't want soy milk. No, I don't want almond milk. Just give me the full stuff. Now I'm being a little silly, but still, same thing. You go up to your barista, this is what you want. And the barista does their best to serve it up to you. That's like the universe, does their best. Sometimes they don't necessarily get there, but I do believe they do their best. The Lemurians, clairvoyance activated, psychic awareness, sensitivity, trust and intuition. One of you commented that they were relentless, and they certainly are. Came up twice in a row, and they're talking to us like we got to trust what's going on out there. Trust in the bigger picture. When we do fall down, and we do, they hear us, they see us, they listen to exactly what we're saying, exactly how we're saying it. It's not new that people will let us down. It's not new that our expectations may not be met on a physical level from other people. Other people are always choosing what's right for them, and it may affect you and your course of action. We can get disappointed. I certainly have. And then we pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, say something better is going to arise, let it in. Star beings. Written in the stars. There is great mystery unfolding at this time. All the synchronicity and signs you have been experiences are not coincidences. I think I read this yesterday. Thank you, star beings, for guiding my vision into reality. Your star beings are kind of like the spectacles of the divine. They need a clear vision. That's why we command things. They listen to the commands of what we're saying. Bring this, do that. However, when we're commanding stuff, it's not like just bring me a jet plane, because your spirit guide's going to say, for what? Do you know how to ride it? Do you know how to drive it? Do you know how to pilot it? And if you don't, what's the point? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Bring me peace of mind, easy to do. And they might come back with a message, well, we're going to cut off your news feed. We're going to cut off your internet access to social whatever that is. Because you want peace of mind, and that's not bringing it to you. Do you see what I'm saying? When we command it for the highest good of all. Oh, that's something we can work with. Right, fairies. There we go. There's our card. It flipped up. Nature's signs. Now, I like this because when we put together our desires for the universe, you can see this wonderful fairy feeding the badgers, and the badgers are playing in the pond. And then there are blue butterflies. The blue butterflies of what's the word I'm looking for? Not magnification, manifestation. Done. Sounds the same. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need only open our hearts and open our minds and let in the magic. Letting in the magic by looking at the signs of nature, looking at how nature interacts with all of us on the human world, that can sometimes be the magic. It might seem that this week, as we go from one year to the next year, as the planets sort of line themselves up to get going again, that not a whole lot's happening. It's just normal. It's a global energetic, general energy, if you will. Everyone's sort of like relaxing, getting ready. Maybe some don't want the holidays to end. They may be reluctant to walk into that hustle bustle movement forward come January the 5th or whatever day they go back to work. They may be realigning what that work looks like. They may be realigning what their ambitions look like. Putting pay or putting to bed, I don't want this anymore. Making resolutions. Yesterday I watched a video of somebody who is a cosmetic guru tossing out makeup that had gone by sell-by date, cleaning out drawers, doing this kind of thing. Making choices between what works and what doesn't work. That's what we're doing this week. We're in that sorting office, sorting through our desires. This is asking us to take time out, play with nature, look what nature's doing. All right, my friends, that's it from me for today. Be well, be happy, and thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, your support. If you're watching this, you get to go to the menu, click on that like button. It does make a difference. Add a comment. That makes a huge difference. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.